get ready because it's pretty quick. The mic will be hot. All right, get ready.
All right.
Pretty.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to the 6th grade. It's actually the 6th grade meet and greet for the parents and students. And I know that you are all ready to go for your first day. And so I just want to welcome everyone. My name is Dr. Kevin Maxwell. I'm the principal at David T. Howard. And I'm going to, at this time, have the other staff members who are on this Zoom call to introduce themselves.
Hello, I am Ms. Joy Antone, the 6th grade assistant principal.
Hello, I am Mrs. Ann Head. I am the 6th grade dean of student support.
Hey there, my name is Chelsea Schultz and I'm your 6th grade counselor.
Hello, I'm Asha Hall Washington. I'm the special education lead teacher for all of Howard Middle School.
And I'm Mrs. Poe, the instructional technology specialist for the school.
And we also have Ian Irwin, who will be having a conversation, or he'll be talking to us, who is the president, and he can introduce himself. So he's going to have a slide, and he's going to talk a little bit about our PTO. And so I just want to have just a quick conversation with all of you, just that we are so excited that we are embarking on the first year of David T. Howard Middle School. And there are going to be so many people that you're going to meet and see and listen to that are going to be so excited and feel blessed that this school is reopening. You know, for us, where we were at Inman Middle School, and we loved Inman Middle School, but we had portables at Inman, and we were never over one roof. And one of our teachers brought that to me, and I think he just said it just very simply, that the excitement, one of the excitement, the pieces of that we're all going to be under one roof. And so the first floor will be the connections classes, and then 6th grade is the 2nd floor, 7th grade is the 3rd floor, and 8th grade is the top floor. And I know some of you, most of you were there actually at the laptop distribution yesterday and got to see it. And I know you can't wait to get in, and we can't wait for you to get in to this building. But we're going to start virtually, and our staff is ready. We were virtual last year, and many of our staff, they are back from last year, and our new staff had those same experiences. And so we can't wait for all of you to get started in the middle school. And I know we started a couple weeks later so that we can be prepared, and the teachers are ready for you here in about 25 minutes to start greeting you and start meeting all of you and start building those relationships, which we just feel like are so important. And so I just wanted to just welcome all of you. And I want to say a couple things at the end. And we are going to continue. We have a PowerPoint slide where we're going to give the parents and the students some information.
All right. Welcome to your first middle school experience at David T. Howard Middle School. Once again, I am Mrs. Joy Antone, the 6th grade assistant principal, and you will often see me in and out of your classrooms monitoring the exciting process of teaching and learning. This is your first and only 6th grade year, and we know that you will be adjusting to having more teachers than ever before. So I encourage you to have an open mind and ease into this transition by building some relationships with your teachers and setting up some organizational structures, like using a calendar to record any assignments due, those due dates, just to help you stay on track with this transition. Attendance will be taken in Infinite Campus in every class every day. So your daily attendance is of utmost importance. Take some time before August 24th to find a workspace that will be conducive to learning to eliminate any major distractions. Even though we are virtual, the focus is still on learning. just as if we were meeting in person. And as we are dedicated to making sure that you achieve great academic growth by the end of this school year. So students, to keep you focused, just know that we are all here to support you. And we have many modes of communications. Your teachers will be talking to you about the best way to contact them, your counselors and your deans. But do know on this next slide that we have here, we have what you call the sixth grade Rams Google Classroom. I know that as many of you logged on to your teachers' Google Classrooms, you may have seen this, but just in case there was some uncertainty, the sixth grade Rams Google Classroom is where you will receive all of the grade level announcements and reminders from your principal, from the technology specialist, your counselors, deans, and myself. So get into the habit every morning of getting up and checking that Google sixth grade Google Rams classroom, because that is where we will give you those important announcements. Parents, we are also placing the sixth grade parent remind sign up as well. As sometimes there are things that we send out that is only for sixth grade parents. So I encourage you to take down that code as well so that you can get the latest reminders whenever we send something out to sixth grade parents. Rising Rams, we know that you will have a great year. We are all here to support you once again. Be sure to reach out to us in that sixth grade Rams Google Classrooms, and your teachers will be giving you other means of communication as well. And we look forward to having an exciting year and meeting each and every one of you. Thank you.
So hello again, I am Asha Hall Washington. I'm the special education lead teacher. By now, parents and students who do receive services from our department, you should have gotten a call from your case manager. They should have reached out and introduced themselves. They are working hard with the general education teachers to ensure that all of your students' accommodations are met for this school year. And if you need anything from me, you can reach out to me through the school, and I will do my best to get back to you in a timely manner. But we're going to get through this together, and we're going to have a great year.
Hi, my name is Ian Irwin, and I'll be serving as the Howard Middle School PTO president this year. And I just wanted to briefly address the parents that might be on here. We're really excited about this upcoming school year, and I really encourage each of you to join the PTO. As a parent of an 8th grader and a 10th grader at Grady who spent 3 years at Inman, I know how blessed we are to have staff at Howard of dedicated and caring teachers, counselors, support staff, and administrators. And they're just the type of people we need to help our kids navigate this unique and sometimes challenging time. But even with this beautiful historic building we're moving into, our greatest asset as a school remains our teachers. But having strong teachers isn't enough. Those teachers need parental support. We know from educational research that when student learning is supported by an engaged, active community of parents, students perform better academically, they're better adjusted emotionally, and our teachers are able to educate more effectively. And that's where the Howard PTO comes in. Our mission is to support our teachers, support our administrators and our staff, and to support you, our parents. The list of things we do to support parents and teachers is too long to list right now, but it includes communicating important things to parents through social media or our newsletter, the Rams Report, providing teachers with gift cards so they don't have to dip into their own wallets for supplies, supporting teacher and club needs through grants such as new uniforms for a sports team, or funding for the Latin Club, organizing principal coffees, providing enrichment opportunities like the book fair, or last year's screening of the movie Screenagers. And I think this year our support is more important than ever as unforeseen needs pop up in this online environment. We would love each of you to be a part of the PTO. The more of you we have on board, the more effective we can be. So please consider joining. You can join by going to the PTO link on the Howard website, or just take your phone, take the camera, and scan that little barcode that's on the screen right now. That'll take you right to the page. It's easy, it's 1, 2, 3. Membership is only $10 per person, or we have a $20 family fee. You can get everyone in your family signed up. With your help, together we can do great things this year. Thank you.
And I just want to say that our PTO, I can't say enough about them. I always say that every time that I ask for something or we ask for something, it's always been yes. And I feel like as a staff, we've been good stewards of the funds that they have. But we are able to do some things that not many schools in the state of Georgia can do because of the parent support. And so I just want to say the PTO is such an integral part of us at Howard to just create a culture of equity and excellence. So thank you, Mr. Irwin.
Thanks.
And just like the PTO is an important part of our school when it comes to funding, we also have the David T. Howard Middle School Foundation. The foundation has helped us with technology resources, professional development for our teachers. And again, it is just a phenomenal part of our school that has helped us. Without the foundation, we wouldn't be able to provide those loaner devices to our students as we wait for the district to provide more machines for us. They've just been amazing to us. And to donate to the foundation, again, just like with the PTO, you can scan the barcode on the screen, or you can go to the foundation website through the David T. Howard homepage.
And I do want to say about the foundation and the PTO, what we have at David T. Howard is something a little bit unique that I've gone through a couple times. And that is, you know, this building was $46 million. I think 52 million altogether with furniture, but we do have these one-time needs. We have a weight room, but we don't have any weights in them. We have a dance room, but we need mirrors and a bar and a dance floor. We need some artwork throughout the building, in the front office, in the media center. And so there's definitely one type of purchases, or just help because maybe that you understand or can help us with artwork or different parts of it. So I'm not just saying it from a monetary standpoint, but just also helping us as we try to put the finishing touches on David T. Howard. And so I just wanted to say that. And I see that the best school resource officer in Atlanta Public Schools has just gotten on. And so Officer Littles, can you introduce yourself? Or at least she was on. I don't know if she still is. Is she still on, Ms. Poe?
I'm checking. I think you scared her away.
I did. Okay. All right. We can go on to the next slide.
Okay. So day one ready. I know everyone's nervous. This is your first time starting a school year virtually. It's our first time starting a school year virtually as well. And so we're all in this together. I keep saying there are going to be some mistakes made, but what we're going to do is we're going to get better each day. So please be patient with us. And I promise that our teachers will be patient with your students as well. So our district has created this very wonderful launch pad to prepare us for day one. I have placed the link to the district's Day One Ready website and on our school's webpage, as well as in the virtual learning newsletter that I've sent out via Remind that's also on our homepage. The virtual learning newsletter will be something that I will update frequently, and it will have common answers to common questions, as well as links. We want it to be a one-stop shop to help you find things easier. But the Day One Ready site is right here. If you notice, right beside it is a little screenshot of what it looks like. It's going to have communication and alerts, so you know who to contact if you have issues. There's a link for tech support, which sometimes it is me, but sometimes there are things that I can't help with, like password resets, how to schedule repairs for your devices. There's also a link for nutrition. So if you need to order meals for your students, that will be there as well. And so please just know that we're here to support you, and the district understands that there will be questions. And again, it is the link to this is on our homepage, as well as under back to school. And I've put the link in several places, and I will send it out once again. There are also some wonderful resources in our newsletter for parents. There's a parent handbook that will show parents how to log into Zoom, how to log into Google Classroom, and any issues that you might have where you want to quickly help your student. And I have also made sure that that is available to our students in the Google Classroom that Ms. Antone mentioned earlier. There was a quick question about their students not being in the Google Classroom. That's because they will get that code from their teachers later.
So thanks, Ms. Poe. And a couple last things that I wanted to discuss with the sixth grade parents especially, but the parents and students. Well, first of all, is I will do morning announcements every morning. And so you will see those will be on the sixth grade. They'll be on the sixth grade school business account where you can see it. I also send it through Remind. And we will go over different information that's pertinent to you, plus have a little bit of fun on the morning announcements. And just so we have some normalcy, right? Like, you know, there's a morning announcements every morning and then we start our day. The other thing that I wanted to get across, and especially for those parents and students, it is it's your first child coming into middle school, right? And I know you're maybe a little bit more nervous. What I've always said as a middle school principal is that first day we just need for the students to get into the door. And once they get into our school and they get in the classroom, they sit down, the teachers will take care of you and they will figure it out. And that's not going to happen this year. But what will happen is kind of the same thing, but virtually. We need to get them into that Zoom link on that Monday, and they're in their core 1 class, and that teacher will take care of you. And that teacher will provide the information so you can get into your next class. And they know what to do. They've done this before virtually. They know how to build relationships whether it's between school and home or, you know, in the classroom. And so once that happens, then we can support them, and we're going to work at this together. And we're just so excited to be David T. Howard Rams. You know, there are 1,200 alumni who have wanted this for more than 1,200, but the 1,200 that I met at a breakfast, I mean, they've wanted this since 1976, many of them. And that we are opening our doors, whether it's virtually or not. It's really important to them. And we basically have 1,200 more people that have the backs of the Grady Cluster community and of David T. Howard. And it's going to be an exciting year. And we can't wait to get to know all of you. And I'm going to pause here because we didn't know how long exactly it was going to take, and it's 1:20. And, you know, we have a few minutes before that 1:30 just to see if there are any questions or maybe any final thoughts as we head into the Google Classroom.
There have been a few comments from the teachers. If you are not in if your student has not been invited to all of their classes, please just reach out to the teachers. A few schedules changed, or a few students were added. Maybe you just registered and they added students the day before. So if you don't see some of your classes in Google Classroom, please just email your child's teacher and they will take care of it.
The other thing too, Ms. Poe, I wanted to say is some of the students have had some issues with maybe the computer or the charger. And so I want to let you know, I know Ms. Antone, or we showed the Remind for sixth grade, but this is the Remind that is for everyone. But if you reply back to one of my Remind messages, I will get that. And I will be at, of course, right, even though it's virtual, I will be here the weekend before school. That's just how it happens. That's what needs to happen. And so I will be here sometimes tomorrow and even on Sunday. And so if you reply back to me and there is an issue, because we want everybody to be ready for day one, I know some people could be nervous and if something's not right, just reach out to me, and then I will reach out back to you and set up a time and to try to support you before Monday, before day one.
Thank you for mentioning that, Dr. Maxwell. I was going to mention that too, that a few parents had issues where when they got home, they had a screen on their computer that mentioned something about a domain. That's because the district sent out an update that needs to take place on school campus. If you go to any APS campus, the closest one to you, don't get out your car, just like park kind of close, and restart that machine on the school Wi-Fi and log in. You should be fine. But if not, reach out to me. Some of you have, I promise. I'm trying to reply to all of the reminds and emails now. Reach out to Dr. Maxwell or myself, and we will make sure that your student has what they need. I promise we have your back. What we're going to do in just a moment, if there are no more questions, because there really aren't any questions in the chat, Dr. Maxwell, except I will put the remind back on the screen. But before I put the remind back on the screen, what will happen now, parents, is you will go to Google Classroom. You will do that through my backpack. Most of your students have already done that before. Or you can go straight to Google Classroom by Googling Google Classroom. And once you get there, use your student's username. If you go to Google at apsk12.org, most of you have already done so, you've tried, and go ahead and log into your student's first class. Their Core 1 class should be there, and the teacher will have a link to get to that class's Zoom site. So again, you'll go to Google Classroom, the teacher should have a link to the Zoom, and that's how you will go and meet your teacher for the very first time. We are so proud to have you all here as Rams. And I am going to put the code for remind back up.
And that's for the 6th grade.
For 6th grade, yes. This is for the 6th grade remind. For our newest
and Ms. Poe, a question. I just want to make sure that our students and parents that they know the answer to this question. And that is, if once they go into the Zoom link, right, and it's not quite at 1:30, that they might be in a waiting room. Is that true? They might be in a waiting room, and then once it's 1:30, then the teachers will open up the class. Is that correct?
Yes. If you go, you might be in a waiting room. It probably will be a little sign that says this meeting hasn't started yet. And that's because the teachers are going to but the teachers will be starting at exactly 1:30. And then when that class ends, the teacher will end that class and go to their next class. So if you get there a little early, just hold tight in the waiting room and your teacher will be there momentarily.
Okay. Yeah, if there's any other questions, I know we have a 7th grade. We have a 7th grade virtual meet and greet that's happening in 5 minutes, and then we'll get started with that.
Yeah, same place. So what I'm going to do is put a placeholder up, and we're all going to mute our mics.
Ms. Poe?
Yes, sir.
So are we still live?
Yes, we are, only because it's easier to just keep going. But I can stop it and start again.
No, that's
Would you like
fine.
To stop?
That's fine. No, that's fine.
Yeah,
we're good. We're good.
Yeah, I was just going to give us a little break.
I just want to make sure I know some people will sign off and then other people will sign on. So I just want to make sure.
Yes, sir. And for those people who are still on listening, of course, the technology person had a technology issue, but our presentation is now fixed. I apologize for that.
Ms. Poe, it was fine. I mean, I thought once you just put it to the other screen, I know that in the non-presentation mode, it was fine. It looked good.
Okay. I think it's fixed now. It was the pictures.
It looked, yeah, no, I understand it. Yeah, it's perfect now, Ms. Poe. And I know That's what you were going for. I get it.
I wanted it to be aesthetically pleasing for our new Rams.
We're going to start in a couple minutes. And we are live, just to let you know. But just wanted to let everybody know that I'm going to introduce myself, then I'll have Miss Allen, then Mr. Smith, then Miss Todman, Miss Hall Washington, Officer Littles, and Miss Poe.
Okay, it's 1:30. We can start with our 7th grade meet and greet.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Poe. My name is Dr. Kevin Maxwell, and I am principal of David T. Howard Middle School. And we are more than excited, ecstatic that we get to start at this new school. We loved Inman. Inman Middle School was our school. For you 7th grade students that I'm talking to, you know that you started at Inman. But one thing about Inman is that we had these portables, and so we were not in one building. And now we are under one roof. And so we are excited that when we go back face to face, that we will all be in one building. And we are starting virtually, right? But I just want to let you know, because I get a lot of these questions. I got questions when you were, from some of you, when you were at the laptop distribution, but the bottom floor is the connections. And then the next floor, second floor is 6th grade. The third floor will be 7th grade. So when you get back in the building, you'll be on the 3rd floor, and 8th grade is at the top floor or the 4th floor. And we have this David T. Howard alumni. This is, and many of you may know this, but just in case you do not, this was a high school. It was a high school back starting in 1948. It was actually an elementary for Martin Luther King Jr. in the 30s, and actually started in 1924. And so the last year for David T. Howard was 1976. So we are opening up this school again for the very first time as a middle school. And we are the Rams. We're going to have a new mascot, and we are, our school colors are blue and gold. And so we're going to open up virtually. That doesn't make the excitement any less, because we are all a part of this new building and this new place that we call home. And what I want to do now is I want to introduce some of our staff, starting with our assistant principal, to make sure that you know, and you can have like kind of see a name with a face, and so you know who the leadership, who the leaders are, who the people that will be able to answer your questions.
Hi guys, we are so excited to welcome you to this school year. Looking forward to work with all of you 7th grade students and parents who have 7th graders this year. I am Sarita Allen, your 7th grade assistant principal.
Ms. Todman, you go ahead, because I don't see.
Sure, absolutely. I'm Ms. Todman. I'm the 7th grade counselor. It's been a pleasure to speak to some of you via email and via my office phone, but I look forward to working with the students, and I'm glad to meet you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Marcus Smith. I'm the Dean of 7th grade students restorative practices coach at Howard this year. It's my pleasure.
Good afternoon. I am Asha Hall Washington. I am the special education lead teacher for all grades 6 through 8 at Howard Middle School.
I think this might be me. Hi, everybody. I'm Officer Littles. I'm your school resource officer at the David T. Howard Middle School. Welcome.
And I'm Tanisha Poe, and I have the pleasure of being your instructional technology specialist. I can't talk today, guys. And I'm so proud to be here with you.
And so, yeah, go ahead.
So the next thing on our agenda is to talk to you guys about some of our grade level expectations. So we want you to know first and utmost is that the focus on learning hasn't changed. We intend that your students will learn this year. They will learn 7th grade math or accelerated math. They will learn 7th grade English language arts, 7th grade science, social studies 7th grade. They will learn connections, dance and connections, band, and year-long Spanish. They will learn. So the focus hasn't changed. But parents, we do ask of a few things from you to get a little bit of help to do that. We ask that you provide structure for your students. Something like aligning a home schedule with our school schedule. Start the day with getting dressed and eating breakfast. Encourage that from your student, even though they're coming to the computer downstairs or over to the other side of the room. We ask that you end the day with sunshine for them. Please check on your child's mental at least once a day. We want you to know that daily attendance is very important. We will continue to take attendance as if we were in the building during each period, each day. And so we will be marking absence, presence, and tardy per class. You're considered present when you have attended the live session. We ask that you prepare a workspace for the students that might be against the wall so that there's not a lot of distraction going on behind the student. We ask that you help your students to identify a common place to put their work when they're not using their school items. We ask that you Teach at-home responsibilities with them about their technology. The access to technology is equivalent to the access to their instruction. And you can see how important that is for us. Please remind them to charge their devices nightly and attempt to limit some of the games so that they can see those devices as a learning tool. Those are just a few of the things that we believe will help your student have a strong school year as we ensure that they learn this year. Thank you. Oh, sorry. And here's how you can get some of the most up-to-date information for 7th grade. For parents, we would like you to text DTHMS 7th to 81010. You text that short code to that short number, you'll be on our Remind communication list, and any pertinent information for 7th graders, you will be the first to get. And for our 7th grade students, we are creating a 7th grade Google Classroom so that they can receive information from people like myself, Ms. Poe, Dr. Maxwell, Ms. Todman, or Mr. Smith, any information that they need to know. Currently, we have not yet created that. We will create that next week, and they will receive that code from their advisory teacher. Thank you.
Hello again. I am Asha Hall Washington. I am the special education lead teacher here at Howard. By now, our awesome 7th grade team should have reached out to the parents, introducing themselves to the parents and students. We've been working hard to ensure that all students are going to be successful this year, that their accommodations are met. By now, you should have received an email with a virtual learning contingency plan. Parents, please look those over with your student, with your family, sign them and return them to the case manager so we can ensure the students are getting everything they need and we're ready to go for the first day of school. I am here to support you in any way that I can. All of my contact information can be found on the David T. Howard website. Let's have a great year.
I'm sorry, did Mr. Irwin leave?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was talking. Sorry, it was a mute issue, which I know happens. Could you? He's coming back on. Could you talk about the foundation first, and then?
I sure can.
Okay.
The David. Oh my goodness, the David T. Howard Foundation is a wonderful resource for all of our students and families. The foundation has helped us in so many ways when it comes to technology and professional development for our teachers. Through the foundation, we have gotten over 500 additional Chromebook devices that actually helped make sure that all of your students have laptops to begin the school year. As some of you know, your devices were not returned to you as there were some repair issues. And thanks to purchases made by the foundation, we were able to still give our students laptops. So the foundation is an important part of our school. And if you would like to donate, and the amounts, you can pick any amount that is good for your family. Please scan the QR code on the screen and it will take you directly to a donation page, or you can go to the foundation's page via our actual David T. Howard School website. On the top, there is a tab that says Foundation, and it will take you there and give you all the information that you need.
I see Mr. Irwin, but and if he jumps on, I know he had a really, some good comments for 6th grade, and we can allow him to do that. But if you want to go back to that other slide, I will talk about the PTO. So the PTO is there's a code there, and it's a really important part of us being the community that we are, because we have parents who are so supportive. And the PTO they don't just support, and the foundation, but definitely the PTO, they don't just support from a standpoint of monetary donations, but also just their time, effort, and talent. And definitely we need that this year. We have a lot of one-year expenses. And this is the second time that I've been able to be a principal of a new building. And while they spent $50 million on the building, the furniture, there are some needs. Like for instance, we have a weight room, but we don't have any weights. We have a dance room, but we need mirrors, and we need a bar and a dance floor. We have a beautiful media center or front office, but we need artwork. And so that could, I mean, the help for that, the support for that could be from monetary donations, but it also could be from your time, talent, and effort. And so just having some conversations, as we now have 9 weeks, at least before we get back to the building, that we can get some of these kind of finishing touches to make W.T. Howard, the best middle school in the state of Georgia. Thank you, Ms. Poe.
All right, so we're going to talk about getting prepared for day one. And let me say this too before we go on. Our students in the chat, remember, we're good digital citizens. And so whenever we're posting things online, we're making sure that what we post online is a good reflection of ourselves, our school, and our families. So please remember that we're good digital citizens every single day. For our parents who are watching and who have a few questions, day one is here on Monday, but don't worry, our district has worked really hard to make sure that you're prepared, and our school is working hard to make sure you're prepared as well. So for day one, there's actually a website that has a full list of resources for you. Over to the side, you will see where it says Back to School Bash Digital Pop-Up. This is actually an entire interface. If you go to the website, the link to the website is on our Back to School page. It's also in the newsletter that I've posted online. So it's available to you in many ways. So you'll notice it has a place for communications. If you have a concern, it will make sure that your concern gets to the right person. We can also technology support. I know the devices, some of you are still having issues with them. And so if it's like a broken machine or you can't remember your password, technology support will help you with that. And also if we still have some people who need to enroll, there's a resource for that as well. And another important piece is if your family needs meals, APS will still provide meals to all of our students, but you have to register a week in advance. And there is a link again on that page, which I have put in on our website for your family to get meals if you need back to school meals. Another resource that, again, I keep mentioning, our David T. Howard website is a wonderful resource and a one-stop shop. Once you get on our homepage, if you scroll down a little bit to the blue section, there is a virtual learning newsletter. That newsletter is where I will be posting tutorial videos. There will be links to helpful resources. And one resource is actually a parent handbook. The parent handbook has everything you need to support your Atlanta Public School students, not just our David T. Howard students, but everything from pre-K to 12. If you have questions about Zoom, where to find the Google Classroom links, how to get into Infinite Campus, all of those resources are in that parent handbook that has been placed again in the newsletter and on our website. And I will also post links for that inside of our individual class Google Classroom, so your students will have access to tutorials and how-to and support as well. Dr. Maxwell, would you like to go with your closing remarks, or do you want to open it up for questions?
Yeah, I will definitely have a conversation with the 7th graders and 7th grade parents. Inman is definitely, you're at a new school, but you've done this virtual thing, right? You've been through that, like Ms. Post said, in the spring, and it's going to be a little bit different where you're going to see teachers every day, and you're going to have some more expectations than what happened at the end of last year. But it's still exciting. It's definitely exciting to meet new teachers, to meet your teachers, to meet your 4 new core teachers, and maybe you might meet some new teachers in your connections classes, and at least get to know them and build that relationship, and then build a different type of relationship when you see them in person. I will be doing the morning announcements again and giving you all the important information. Each day, we're going to do it a little bit differently, where we'd like to have some students involved with the announcements as we head into the first 9 weeks with it being virtual. The last thing that I want to say is that I will be here this weekend. And so parents, especially, but students, but definitely parents, if you have questions, if there are issues, please just reply to one of my Remind 101 messages so that I can know, and then maybe we can set up some time, whether it's a laptop issue or a charger issue, but I'll try to support you this weekend.
And because we want to be mindful of your time, what we will do is I will give instructions on how to get to your teachers' Zoom links for the virtual meet and greet. So how do you actually meet your teachers? And then we will end this session until 2 o'clock when our 8th grade families will come in. So if you're trying to go and meet your teachers, now remember, your teachers won't be in the class until 2 o'clock. But if you go to Google Classroom, you should see a list of all of your classes. Inside each class, your teacher has pasted the link. Once you get there though, you're gonna be in a waiting room. So if it says this session has not started yet, don't worry, it will start. However, your teachers will start on time. So if you get there a little early, you will wait and then your teachers will start their sessions promptly at 2 o'clock for our 7th grade families. And again, you go to Google Classroom and the link will be there. If we have any 8th grade families on the page, we will start promptly at 2 o'clock with our 8th grade information.
Thank you, everyone. We are still live, and that's how we're gonna do that. But you can sign off whenever you need to. The 7th grade support as needed, or stay on, just up to you. And then we'll start with 8th grade in about 10 minutes. Thank you.
Dr. Maxwell or Dr. Harper, do you know what is the order of presentation?
Yeah, Mr. Webb. And just to let you know, it's easier. So we are live, which is fine. But yeah, that's what I've said on each time is here in about 5 minutes. I'm going to have some opening comments and then, well, actually, I'm just going to introduce myself and then I'm going to have all of you introduce yourself. So for instance, it's going to go after me, Dr. Harper, then Mr. Webb, then Miss Martin, then Miss Hall Washington.
Okay.
And then Officer Littles, and then Miss Poe.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
The order.
Mr. Webb, I also posted a little summary of the agenda over in the chat.
Okay, cool.
If we have any parents on waiting, we will start our 8th grade general session promptly at 2 p.m.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing, Mr. Irwin?
I'm doing great.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Mr. Irwin, we're live again, but we're going to start, just to let you know, but we're going to start here in a couple minutes and just kind of say the same thing you did last time. I mean, I thought it was really good. I tried to go over some of the points that you had with 7th grade. But yeah, just we will.
Oh, the 7th grade was at 2:30?
Yeah, so it was 1:30.
Oh, I'm sorry.
2 and 2:30, but it's okay. No worries.
I'm sorry about that.
No worries. We just want you to say the same thing you did. I thought it was really good, and we hit the highlights for 7th grade, and so you'll come on here in a few minutes for 8th grade.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is now 2 o'clock, and we will begin our 8th grade meet and greet general session.
So welcome. I am Dr. Kevin Maxwell, and you know me. Most of you know me, and I'm the principal at David T. Howard Middle School. And we are just so excited to embark on the first year of David T. Howard Middle School. And David T. Howard was a building. It was built in the 1920s, but it was the last time it was used as a school was as a high school was 1976. So from 1948 to 1976, it was a high school. And now, for the very first time, it will be a middle school for us, for the Grady cluster. And I can't think of a better class of 8th graders to start to be the graduating class than all of you. And I remember meeting you, most of you, as you came into 6th grade. And so you are going to be at a new school, and you are not going to be in portables. And like we've said to our 8th grade teachers, but you're not going to be in portables this year. You're going to be in the penthouse. And so you are on the top floor. And so whenever, and it looks like in that the first 9 weeks will be virtual, but at some point you're going to be coming into that top floor and seeing some beautiful views of the classroom and outside the classroom. And so we just can't wait for all of you to enter the building. And I think I've said this before, but this is a virtual open house or virtual meet and greet, but we will have like a real live face-to-face open house, because I know there's so many parents and families who want to see the building and got to even peek at the courtyard that we have and just some beautiful areas. Like most of the central office people in Atlanta Public Schools, they say, gosh, this is like a high school. And so it's 200,000 square feet, which is about 50,000 more square feet than what we were at Inman. So we're just so happy to start this school year. I know we're starting it a couple weeks later, but you know, we have been working really hard. Our staff have been working extremely hard to make sure that we're ready for this virtual environment. And you guys have this, right? You guys have this. You were here last year. Most of you were here, I'm sure, at Inman. And so you are going to be ready for this. And so we're going to make some introductions, and then we're going to go over some general information that parents and students need as you head into your last year of middle school. And so I'm going to start it off with our assistant principal. She's going to introduce herself, and then we'll kind of we'll follow her lead.
Good afternoon, RAM fam. My name is Dr. Harper, and I will be your 8th grade assistant principal this school year. Some of you may remember me as your 6th grade assistant principal, so I feel like I've come kind of full circle and am happy to be in that supportive role for you. So this year, our focus is going to be on transitions, and I know that may seem to be a word that may be a little early. However, now is the time that we are going to intensely start preparing you for high school. So with that being the case, we are going to continue with our focus on learning that has not changed. So there are a couple of expectations and a couple of ways in which some of our parents can support us as far as structure for our kids. So when they are at home, if we can work to align a home schedule with the school schedule as best as possible. Ms. Paul, if you can go to that next slide for me. Thank you, Ms. Paul. So just like we would expect a child to be in class and on time within the school building, we do expect them to be signed into their Zoom link and prepared for their classes, or signed into their Google Classroom on time and prepared. So we do want them to have a consistent workspace and a common place to store all of their items that they are not using outside of school hours, so that when they are ready to begin a class, they can just go to that one area. And then we ask parents that you help us help our kids by making sure to instill in them being responsible with their technology at home, making sure that they are using it for appropriate reasons, charging the device nightly. And I know that this one is very difficult. If we can monitor some of their screen time when it comes to the lovely games that they like to play on their technology devices, we do want it mainly to be used as a learning tool. As the 8th grade administrator, I will communicate with you guys through Remind. You can always reach out to me via email as well. And my email is gx, X is in exit, Harper at atlanta.k12.ga.us. And I will be sure to respond to you at my earliest convenience. I am going to turn it over to Mr. Webb, who is our dean, so that he can welcome you to the dynamic Howard building. I cannot wait for you guys to see that penthouse. It is absolutely fantastic. Mr. Webb.
Hello, guys. I am Mr. Webb, and I am delighted to be and to serve you as your 8th grade Dean of Student Support. And when we say support, we really mean support. I mean support socially, support emotionally, support academically. Like, we are really going to be best buds. At the same time, we're going to make sure that you are successful at what you do, successful as a student, but successful as a citizen in our community. So we really, really welcome you to our community, to our family, and we're glad to serve you. So I'm going to transition over to Ms. Martin.
Ms. Martin, you're on mute. Ms. Martin, you're on mute.
All right, sorry. We're all adjusting to this virtual setting, but I was saying thank you, Dr. Harper and Mr. Webb. And guys, I'm so excited about the school year to serve as your 8th grade counselor. I'm here to support you and to get you ready for high school. I will be accessible via my Google Voice number, email, and there will also be some office hours that I can check in with you guys and during lunch break. So I'm looking forward to an awesome year. And again, like Dr. Harper said, I can't wait for you guys to see the building because it is amazing.
I'm sorry, excuse me. I am Asha Hall Washington. I'm the special education lead teacher at Howard Middle School. By now, our 8th grade teachers should have reached out to parents and students, introducing themselves as the case managers for the school year. We are working hard to get, excuse me again, virtual learning contingency plans out to parents and students, detailing how we will be supporting your students in the DSE department this school year. If you could, parents, as you're getting those virtual learning contingency plans, please sign them and get them back to teachers so we can ensure that those accommodations are in place for the start of the school year on Monday. As always, I am here to support you in any way that I can. All of my contact information can be found on the Howard website. Let's have a great year.
Officer Littles, just before, could you just introduce yourself if you're still on here?
Hi, everybody. My name is Officer Littles, and I'm your school resource officer at David T. Howard Middle School. I am also here to provide any type of support that you need, and my contact information will be on the website. See you guys soon.
And we're going to have PTO talk, but I just want to say that, and for you 8th graders, you know most or all of these staff members, but I will say the transition from 5th to 6th and 8th to 9th are probably the two most important transitions, or the years going into 6th and going into 9th grade. And what you have as a staff is that you have Miss Martin, who's had 3 years of experience at Inman, or this is her 3rd year of experience at not at Inman, but at Inman/Howard as the counselor. You have Dr. Harper, who's not only been your assistant principal in 6th grade, but was a former high school counselor, and so knows what it takes to get you on the path to graduate. And Mr. Webb has been a former counselor at Inman Middle School. And so just a dynamic 8th grade team, and just excited for them to get you to where you need to go to be successful in high school. And so I just wanted to say that and just to let you know about that dynamic team. And let's have Mr. Irwin, our PTO president, talk to you a little bit about the PTO.
Thanks, Dr. Maxwell. My name is Ian Irwin, and I'll be serving as the president of the Howard PTO this year. And just want to take a minute to address any parents that we have here today and encourage you to join the PTO. You can do it very easily by going to the PTO link on the Howard website or scanning this code right here with your phone. As a parent of an 8th grader and a 10th grader at Grady who spent 3 years at Inman, I know how blessed we are at Howard to have a staff of dedicated and caring teachers, counselors, support staff, and administrators. And these are just the type of people we need to help our kids navigate this really unique and challenging time. Even with this beautiful historic building waiting for us, our greatest asset as a school remains these teachers. But having strong teachers isn't enough. Those teachers need parental support. Educational research shows us that when student learning is supported by an engaged, active community of parents, students perform better academically, are better adjusted emotionally, and teachers are able to educate them more effectively. Now, this is where the PTO comes in. Our mission is to support our teachers, support the administrators and staff, and to support you, our parents. The list of things we do is too long to list right now, but it includes communicating important information to our parents, whether through social media or through our newsletter, the RAMS report, providing teachers with gift cards so they don't have to dip into their own wallets to purchase school supplies, supporting teacher and club needs through grants, such as new uniforms for a sports team or startup funds for a new club, organizing principal coffees, providing enrichment opportunities like the book fair, or last year's community screening of the movie Screenagers. And this year, our support will be even more important than ever, as unforeseen needs will surely arise as we use online education. Now, we would love each of you to become part of the PTO if you haven't already. The more of you we have on board, the more effective we'll be. So please consider joining. Like I said, you just take the camera on your phone, scan this code right here. It will take you right to the page where you can join. It's only $10 per individual, $20 for a family membership. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. And I hope we get as many of us involved, and with your help together, we can do great things this year. Thank you.
Ms. Poe, go ahead. You can talk about the foundation.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
The David T. Howard Middle School Foundation has been another wonderful resource. Just like our PTO, the foundation has raised numerous funds to make sure that we have everything we need when it comes to technology and professional development. From paying for some of our teachers to take additional courses like gifted courses to get gifted certified, to also buying laptops and chargers and making sure that we have everything we need. In fact, if it were not for the foundation, some of our students who are using those loaner devices wouldn't have anything to use at all. So we are so grateful to our foundation. And if you would like to donate, please scan the barcode just like you did for PTO, or just like with PTO, you can find the link on our website. If you go to the David T. Howard Middle School homepage, look on the top, there is a tab for both PTO and our foundation.
And the one thing I want to talk about the foundation and the PTO that I've said before is that when we ask them something, I don't think in my 3 years, now this will be my 4th year, that they've said no. And so the support that they have given us, I think we've been good stewards with the funds, but that they definitely understand the needs, and we're able to communicate those needs, and they have the not only the funds, but the time, talent, and effort that I like to say, the time, talent, and effort with those organizations to support us. And this year, I know Mr. Irwin talked a little bit about the online learning, but also this is the first year of our building. And while this is a beautiful building, and it costs more than $50 million from the bricks to the furniture, that we need some other items, and that includes like weights for our weight room. We have a weight room but no weights. We have a dance room, but we need mirrors and a dance floor and a bar, for instance. And then our library and our front office, beautiful, but we need artwork. And I'm not talking about just monetary funds, but also that time, talent, and effort. You know, having conversations. We have now 9 weeks to get our our building ready to kind of top it off, to make it the most beautiful building in our most beautiful middle school in Georgia. And so just letting you know, if you have ideas or just different ways that we can make this building better and more beautiful, then we're definitely going to want to reach out to you via the foundation or via PTO.
Okay, the reason why we're all here, day one is here. August 24th came way before I think any of us expected it to. And so my 8th graders, I'm so excited. You guys started with me. Your first year at Inman was my first year at Inman, and now we're starting Howard together. So I'm so excited about that. So what I want to go over is day one, being ready. What do you do? What happens if something is not working? Well, APS understands that starting virtually is very hard because it's just different. And it's not that we can't do it, it's just different from what we're used to. So we have a website that has basically a launch pad of anything that you could possibly think of that you would need. A link to that is on the launch pad. So I have put the link to APS's Day One Ready site in our newsletter, which I'll talk about in just a moment, as well as on our Inman website on the homepage, as well as under Back to School. Once you're on the launch pad, you'll notice that there's an option for communication. So this is if you need to reach out to someone, alerts if something happens and we need to let all of our parents know, that will all be there. Tech support. I know that some of those devices are older. You guys got that device 2 years ago and now it's acting up a little bit. So for tech support, there's an option for that as well. Also, if you need enrollment questions, of course, we contact Mr. Perry here at Howard, but if there's something, maybe a quick little frequently asked question, that will be there as well. And most importantly, nutrition. If we have some families that need meals, you can sign up for 5 meals. I'm sorry, it's 3 meals per day. So it's 15 meals, but you have to sign up a week in advance. So again, the link to all of that is on the Back to School dashboard, and the link to the Back to School dashboard is on our website, as well as in the newsletter that I'm about to talk about. We have a virtual learning newsletter. The virtual learning newsletter is set up so that you can have a one-stop shop for support and help. There are links to a parent handbook so that our parents can help not only our Howard students, but if you have some younger students, get into Zoom, how to use Google Classroom, how to find your students' email. All of those questions can be answered by me, but if you can't wait for me to respond to your email, you can go to our parent handbook and it will give you all the information that you need. And so that's it for that, but we're gonna pause for a moment to see if there are any questions or concerns from the chat. I will say that we are looking at the chat, and some of my students, remember, we're good digital citizens. What you place online is a reflection of you, your school, and your family. So I want to make sure that we only post appropriate things that we're proud of. Remember, just because it's on the computer doesn't mean that it's not still a real thing, and we need to still be the wonderful students that I know we are. So that is that part. Dr. Maxwell, do you want to talk a little bit about this weekend and if they need a little extra help?
We're definitely ready to go. And 8th graders, you are our leaders, whether we're in the building or not. I mean, you are our leaders virtually. And just kind of a reminder, we're going to do some morning announcements every day, just to give you all the information that you need. We're going to try to do it a little bit differently and try to get some different people to help me, including some students and maybe some Howard alumni. And so we're going to change it up a little bit with that. Also, I know that some of you want to be ready for day one, and maybe there's a laptop issue or a charger issue. Please reach out through one of my remind messages. So all you have to do with a remind message is just reply back, and you'll be replying back to me. Actually, usually Miss Poe or me. And so between the two of us, we can help you. But I will be here this weekend. I'll be here some on Saturday and Sunday. So if you need something and you reply, I will make sure to get a time to where I can meet you at Howard and just to replace anything or to get a workbook, just whatever you need. That's what happens. Definitely as a principal, you're there the weekend before, whether it's virtual or not. So we are here to help you. And we're just so excited for the school year to start, and just can't wait for Monday, and can't wait for you to meet your teachers, because I don't care how old you are, whether you're going into 6th, going into 8th, or going into 10th grade, you want to know your new teachers. You want to see their style, get to know them, and build that relationship. So just can't wait for you to do that. And it is a dry run today, and we are learning some things. And so it's making students and teachers feel so much better that we will be fully prepared for Monday.
Thank you, Dr. Maxwell. You covered it all, I think. One thing about technology that I will say, a common issue that we're having, some of our students are trying to log in and you're getting that weird domain message that's saying it can't get on the domain. If you can, go to any APS campus, any school that's close to you. Of course, stay in your car, park close so you can get on the Wi-Fi, restart that computer and log in. That's fixing most of the issues. The district sent out an update that needs to take place, and so it's preventing some of you from logging on. So that will usually fix most of those issues for that, so you don't have to call. And so now we're going to end a little early. Dr. Maxwell's already done his remarks. We're going to end a little early, and you're going to head over to Google Classroom, and you're going to go in your teacher's classes, and they will have a link to their Zoom. Now, remember, it is early. So if you get there and the teacher has not started, don't worry, just hang tight. You'll be in the waiting room, wait for your teachers to join, and then they will start. And they're so excited about meeting all of you. And so to everyone else, I think we'll just go ahead and end. There's no, what do you think, Dr. Maxwell?
That's it. Good luck to everybody. Just reach out if you need something, and we will be in and out of the classroom. So remember, even virtually, Dr. Harper, Mr. Webb, Miss Martin, all of us will be in and out of the classrooms to support you. And so we can't wait to reconnect with you this year.
See you all Monday.
Are we not live anymore?